Hello everybody, Blazer here from Donland Trapping. Said I'd make a video of skinning out the feet on a fox, and not sure on the battery and storage space how much I'm going to be able to do with the whole fox, but I'm going to do everything I can. What I'm going to do on this fox, I'm going to skin it out. I'm going to have the D-pad and everything on here. I'm going to show you how to do that. There's two different ways to skin out the feet. This is the red fox I caught the other day. If you notice, the D-pad's gone. I cut that off, I stick that in a dirt hole, and I got the 4 toes. As you can see, the claws are on there. But I cut the D-pad off, this pad right here, and what I do is I cut that off and I stick that in a dirt hole, and the fox come in. But I'm going to keep the D-pad on this one, show you how to do that. So what I like to do is I go at the elbow of the foot and I make a little cut. Now keep in mind it's frozen. It's a little easier to do this when it's actually fresh, but I want to get in there in the skin. Normally you'd be hanging up, but video wise it'd be easier. So I'm in there. I'm gonna cut right to that D-pad. Then I stop my cut. You see in there, I cut through the skin. Got a little right there, I didn't get all the way through. So, I can do that real quick. I know I got through all the way anyways. Get that hair off my knife. Now safety guys, don't cut towards yourself. I know I'm doing it real quick, but don't do it. Make sure you're wearing gloves. If you're not wearing gloves, you really should just be wearing gloves. What I like to do is I keep pressure on the skin and I just skin that leg out. Now what I can do is I can just skin it like I would, pull the skin out and cut the joint off and keep the feet on and do the feet last. I like doing the feet first because I'll actually be hanging the skunk up after I have these feet skun out. And you do the same thing with both top and bottom. So all I'm doing is lightly cutting that membrane. You're going to see there's joints there and stuff like that. You guys know if you've skinned a fox, the skin's very thin. So I make very small cuts. This is a lot of knife work. This is the most tedious task, I guess you can call it. See that joint? I'm actually getting around it very gently, and I just keep pulling. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this done. You guys see how I'm doing it? I'll rotate to the other side real quick. Do the same thing on this side. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I do the same thing on this side. I keep my knife bent in towards the foot. Now, I am using a serrated knife with this because I am working around bone and joints. It's better on your knife. And once I get through, you can do a lot of pulling on this, a lot of pressure. I'll get my finger in there and start working it. Get this side right there. Once again. And I work that joint. You want a sharp knife, some people do it with a razor blade, that's fine, but you're taking a very good chance of actually cutting the hide by doing that. So I don't use a razor blade. Now, see how I'm sticking my fingers? I can get my finger through there. And I just start pulling a little bit just to break it up. Then I'll be able to get my knife in through there where my finger is without cutting the fur. Now, you don't want to take your knife and run it up the paw because you're gonna cut the leg. I take the back of the knife, turn it so the flat of the blade, the back of the blade, and I push. when I draw my knife back out, I got that, and I start putting pressure. So I'm going to skin this leg out right to the paw, and I'll get right back to you. Go ahead, shut it. Alright, so I got the leg skinned out. Now I have two options here. Like I said, some people cut the leg off. Now I can take this foot and start turning it inside out. It takes a lot more work to do that. Or, since I have it at the elbow, I can take my knife, cut through, find the joint, because remember, these are just all ball joints. So you cut the tendons there. Keep in mind where the fur is, and slowly just go right around your ball joints. Bend the bone, see how it moves. Make a couple more cuts, watch your fingers. Make sure you're pulling the fur down. Go right up under. Go to this side. Make sure you know where that pelt is. I don't want to cut here, so I'm just gonna right through, right around, and straight down till I feel that joint in there once again. And I know it connects here, so just very slowly get your knife in there, and I just give it a little twisting motion just to give it just to pop it. You're not making a huge amount of cuts here. You could technically just twist this right off, as you can see. Just break. This is why I use the serrated. Bam, good to go. Now by doing that, you want to see there's going to be 3 knuckles. This happens on coyotes too. Those are your first set of knuckles. Okay? I bend 2 fingers, bend down, and skin the paw out. You're going to pull on a fresh fox. Like I said, I caught this yesterday, but I did freeze them. This is going to happen a heck of a lot quicker, and you just keep skinning at the knuckles. You're going to work your knife inside there, cut the membrane, and keep working it. Keep bending the fur over the knuckles. So 1 set of knuckles, 2 set of knuckles. Okay? And I just keep working around. Come to this side. Now, like I said, we don't want to cut that D-pad off. Not on this one. Now, if I was to cut the D-pad off, what I would have done is just gone right through the D-pad, right until I got right between the 2 toes. I would have stopped right about there, and bam, good to go. And I would have just continued doing it. So it's really not all that much difference. My wife, she wanted a red fox. She's the one recording, but she wanted a red fox. So she got one. And you keep working all the way around, kind of like when you're beginning the tail. Now there's going to be fatty tissue right where that D-pad is. That's cool, that's fine. You can trim that after. So you just keep cutting the membrane. Now I'm doing this on a table. Normally I had to have the fox hanging up. I could hang the fox right by that foot. The weight of the fox will put that pressure that I need, as you can see. You know. I don't know how well the video would turn out with me doing that, so I'm trying to make it to help you guys out. And I'm going to keep going down through the toes, keeping your knife towards the joint bones and everything. Right here is your third. Oh, my bad, my mistake, sorry. So 1 knuckle, 2 knuckle, there's going to be 1 more down in here. Now you can pull, don't pull on the leg down here. Pull here, get a good grip. I would drop your knife before you start doing that, and start once again going around those knuckles. Now you can obviously see what's the hide and what's not, so there's really no reason you should be slipping up and nicking that hide. The third knuckle's not going to be very far from the second one. So just keep going around your hide. I've got a little hide stuck right here. I'm going to get between the toes, get that membrane out. And keep pulling. Turn it, walk it. Start cutting your membrane there. Get in between your toes. And pull again. Pull again. See how that's working? And once again, cut again. Cut again. You're going to find when you're doing this that as you're working, it'll be easier once you get the outside toes out and done. And there's the last knuckle right there. It's a ball and joint knuckle. So 1, 2, and 3 right here. So now that I know that I'm there, I'm gonna go through, keep pulling, turn my knife the right way. And like I said, it's ball and joint knuckle, so just keep the pressure. Good to go, good to go, and keep working it around. Now right here you can see the fur, this is part of the fur right here. So I'm going to keep my knife in towards the toe, so I'm not cutting that. Feel with your hands how it's going. Pop it. Good to go. Now I switch from that toe to this one over here. Going to be doing the same thing. Same thing. I can trim all that. That's just the ligament. I can trim all that up. Once again, turn my knife the right way. See where it's bending there? So I take my knife, go through, I just give it a little twist. So make sure you're getting where it's bending. I'm a little high there, but yeah. Now I know the joint's there. You can keep working it with your knife, or tin snips. Get in there. Make sure you're not hitting your hide. Yeah, make sure you're not hitting the hide. Bam, right at the ball joint. Work the last 2 toes. Okay? Skin out the paws. It's easier if you just do these 2 at the same time, in all honesty. I'll flip it around, cut through. See, since these 2 are out of the way, I can access these a lot better. Once again, I stick my finger in here, pull down, and pull. And put pressure here, put pressure, and cut. And keep working it, once again, till you get to that last knuckle. all the way around. Be conscious of where your knife is in relation to your fingers. And you'll do fine. And there's that last knuckle there, and I'm going to pull a little more. We're hung up a little bit right here, so just make sure it's nice, clean, going through. Turn it here, same thing, cutting through, good to go. Find out where the knuckle is, right there. So I know I cut straight down through here without hitting the hide. Come up through, good to go. Keep in mind the black is going to be your fur. Well, if it's a red fox, the black is your pelt. So in relation to it, you know. Bam. Okay, now I'm not going to go through make a video on doing every single one, but that's what your foot's going to look like. You're going to want to peel this fat off. That's the D-pad. Alright, you're going to want to scrape as much of that off as you can. I just use a knife and I'll just start messing with it. I like using there's my other knife that I got here. I'll normally just use this and, you know, peel it off. But you guys know how to, you know, get the fat off. And then what I'll do is I turn it back. Now, like I said, I tan my own. But there's two ways you can do this. You can put tannin solution in there and everything. You could actually just stuff this with borax and just let it dry like that once you got it. But as you can see, we have the foot of the fox with the D-pad. So you now have the entire foot of the fox, and in its natural state. I will be leaving the lip on the fox. This fox is gonna just be tanned. It's pretty much gonna be a wall hanger for my wife. Beautiful animals. I love them. Love catching them. Gray fox. Yeah, I mean this is my trapper shed. If you want to get a view of it. For the record, those two beaver were caught last year. You can see the tags on them. So you want to point to the tags so people don't complain. And behind is the two coyotes I caught earlier that I had on video. But yeah, this is my workshop, my trapping shed. This is a nice skunk I had caught. I've got it out on the board. It's salted. I'm going to be tanning this. So everything here I'm going to be tanning. I don't deal with the fur auction whatsoever. So, but so I'm going to check my storage space on this, and then what I'll do is yeah, I'll check my storage space on this. I'll get this foot done, hang the fox up, and, you know, try to get a video of me doing the entire fox for you guys, okay? So bear with me. So as you can see, I have all the feet skinned out. I didn't turn them all, but I can. I got the front paws, same thing, skinned out. This is obviously the paw I caught him on. I'll turn them right now. Now the other thing is, when you do chop the legs off like I did, if you're cutting it at that elbow, what you're going to have to do is go straight down like you normally would. Like I said, I do not send these to a fur market. I tan them myself, so I do it a little different. But I'll take my knife, and I'm going to go straight down to the anus, both sides. So I want to get in there with my knife, and I try to follow the line where the underfur meets the top. I go straight to the anus, go through. I froze them so the blood just congealed in the freezer, but same thing. Oh, knife slipped out. And I go straight to the anus. Okay? Make sure I get all the way through. Make sure those two lines connect. Now, that would normally go above the anus, but it's okay. I'll deal with that in a second. Then, before I hang them, I'm just going to make that cut right at the anus, at the base of the tail, just to open that up for when I have them up. Now, since I have that cut, I'm going to start peeling the skin off the leg. Get a good grip, hold it tight, grab that bone. If it's sharp, be careful. And I'm going to peel it, peel the skin. Now, you want to use firm pressure, but you don't want to use a ripping type, because the fox pelts do tear really easy. Use your fingers, kind of roll, and it also makes it a lot easier because you barely have to flesh them. And you just roll it. There's one. And I'm going to hang them up by that. Same thing on this side. Find where we opened up, find a good spot, start turning the fur away from the leg. Use your thumb if you need to. Break the membrane. Do this away from my wife so I'm not getting her with anything. She probably wouldn't be too happy, probably won't record for me again. And keep going. Same thing on this side. Got some ligament stuck to the pelt itself, but there we go. So as you can see, you just peel it and you just pretty much roll the hide off. Gonna have a little stick right there. And I just roll the hide. Now I want to get so I have those joints. So that's where I might have to stick my chain. I'm going to try to get it right at the joint here. So then I'm going to hang it. Excuse me. I want an actual gambrel. I use chain right now, but it's what I got. It's what I got. So there's one. Good to go. He ain't going nowhere. We got a fire going outside. That's ash you're seeing flying around. It's kind of chilly today. Good for the trap line, but in a non-insulated fur shed, it can be a pain in the ass. But there we go. So I'm just going to start working the hide with my hands as much as I can until I can get to the tail. I made deep cuts. I do that intentionally. I worry about, I'm going to have to put it on a beam anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather a little meat be on there than me having to make a shit ton of cuts. So, as you can see, just working it off the hips. Now, I will take my knife here and if that's a little too much meat there, it's going to make things a little difficult for me. As you can see, I'm just working it. The hair out of the way. Just working it there. Now normally the cuts would be above the anus, but not a big deal. Whatever. Not for what we're doing, wall hanging. But I'm sure you guys all know how to skin stuff anyways. It's just one more thing to show you guys. Get a good grip, pull. Okay, we're gonna leave the belly at the moment. We'll switch over to the next hip. Get that membrane. Same thing. See the meat? I know where my hide is though. That's very important. No, you gotta be conscious of where the hide is. I'm getting some meat. Now what I can do, since I made that cut there, make things a little easier. Like I said, normally that would be above the anus. Just go straight through, straight in, up and out. Bam. Same thing here. Right through, up and out. And did that go? Nope. Okay, so bam. And that one might not have either. So I'm gonna check it before I start just cutting. Now I'm only using the tip of my knife here because I don't really want to use my knife too much in this area. But I'm using my knife because I got that extra meat right there. I'm just trying to skin, I didn't skin it, just kind of shave it off. Just get to that point there. Bam. And that's what I want. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just going to cut the membrane. A lot of that can just be pulled. But I only use the tip. I don't even use the whole knife. Only time I ever use the whole knife on anything really is a beaver. So then I get my fingers up underneath the base of the tail as best as possible. If I can't get my fingers in there, I try to work behind the hide as much as possible. Right? And see that? Got my fingers through. I pull out. It's still kind of frozen. Now I want to get in here. See that? We just work that tail, kind of like we do with the paw. Right behind, same thing. Normally this would be a little quicker. Want to have a decent video for you guys. So now I like to grab the fur. I do go down the tail a little further. I make sure it's a straight cut. I feel it with my fingers. And I just peel. Now, the one issue we can have, since this has been frozen, is sometimes the tip of the tail will come off because it's frozen. If I have to pull extremely hard on this, I work the tail even more. But we just use a tail stripper, pull out, no tip of the tail, good to go. Look at that. Now, tail zip, bam, I know where it is. Go down, that's some hair I already have cut. There it is. Straight down. It's going to pop. When it does, keep in mind when you're doing these tails and you're using a tail zip, there's always going to be, well, I went through it here, but there's a bulge there. That little piece of fat, you always want to get out, because that will rot the tail. Now, this is where I start with the belly. Get my fingers in there. This is a female. If it is a male, still keep the penis on. And just pull the bone out. Once again, this is for my wife's fox. I can just pop it. What I'm going to do is I'll trim that later. But see that? She's going to have some nice fur. on there. And I just pull down on the hide. Slowly pull. On a fox, like I said, the skin is very, very tender. So we need to be conscious of that. And I just keep working the skin down. I'm going to work it down all the way to the shoulders. Now, when you get to the brisket right here, it's very, very thin. A lot of people will screw up, they'll rip it, they'll tear it. It sticks there really good. I'll just take my finger and listen, they're going to have gas when you're skinning them, but you know, you're pushing, so you're going to be pushing some gas out, but you want to deal with the smell. You're a trapper, you're going to have smells to deal with. Same thing here. It's my choice to smell it or possibly take a chance of screwing up a hide. That's what it boils down to for me. Start pulling the hide down some more. Watch that brisket. I obviously long shot my fox. Pull down some more. Very little knife work until I absolutely need it. My wife says I'm accident prone. I do actually cut myself quite a bit, so I ain't gonna lie. But once again, go through. You see how it's sticking right on the brisket? That's where you're gonna have issues. Okay, so roll the skin. If I was to just take my knife, say, oh, right here, and cut, I'm going to cut that fur. I don't want that. See? So just keep working with your thumb. Work it with your fingers. Eventually, it'll come. You may have to use your knife, but try to roll it as much as possible. See how that's rolling down? That's what you want right there. It's rolling. And keep pulling till you get the shoulders exposed. Now, remember, you already cut the legs off. The feet's already skinned out front too, right? Because if you're following the video, you would have done it to all four. If you're skinning it for a market, hopefully you would have already had the feet skinned out anyway. So regardless, the front feet should already be out, unless you're the type of person just cut them off right now, which I guess you could do. But work my fingers in until I can see my glove. Bam. Pull, pull, pull. Gentle, but gentle but firm. Good to go. Good to go. I know that's ligament there. There. It's membrane. See that there? I know that's membrane. I can see it's membrane. So this is where, very gentle, just in case. Bam, good to go. I could probably just yank that out. But I'll yank it, I could rip it too. You know? So same thing here. I know that's membrane. Bam, I can see, because I can see it's membrane. Bam. Pull, you're going to get to the head. You're going to have to start using the knife a little bit more. Be conscious of where you're going. Now this is a delicate area for two different reasons. One, skin's a lot tighter here. And two, the carotid artery. And see, you can see the carotid artery right there. If I that's what I want to avoid trying to hit. However, self-defense situation, that's how That's what the rear naked choke does. It actually cuts off that blood supply. And I keep going around the head, whacking myself in the face with the tail. Wife won't kiss me till I shower. Very carefully, I'm using the tip of my knife. That's it. Because sometimes it's hard to tell. Just get that membrane. That's it, see? Bam. Keep pulling. You're going to start to feel. You're going to want to get the ears. Pull, pull, pull. Good to go. I know I'm right up on the ears now. Now, it's up to you really, where you want to cut them. I'll cut them pretty much as soon as I get to them, and then I'll work it right before I can. So, here's the ear. You'll be able to feel the ear joint. You see how it's moved? You can feel that cartilage. Take your knife, cut. Cut. Right in. Go to the other side. Cut. Like I said, you can always make the adjustments after what you need. Keep going. Keep going. Pull. There's many ways to skin a cat, many ways to do fox, canines, in general. Skin everything. People do things different. This is just what I like. Make sure that I got the ears, and I put the ears under. Bam, pull, because now I know I'm going to come up on the eyes. Okay? Now the eyes can be tricky for some people. So, I don't necessarily like the serrated for the eyes. Some people do. I can do it. I don't like it. So, I switch out to another knife. Apparently there's salt on it right now. Don't cut the stomach open. And I come through because I know I'm coming into the eyes. Okay? And the lip and stuff like that. And I start working until I see the socket. I'm pretty sure that's the socket there. So, what I'm going to do, you want the eyelids on. So, you're going to feel them. See? So, you just skin at a downward angle. You see the eyes there. Trying to see, I leave the membrane a lot, but I can. And you want to just go at a downward angle to get that eyelid. You want to cut right into the eye. Almost like you're attempting to slice the eyeball. Same thing on this side. Those, forget the knives they are, but you know, the ones that are pretty much like a razor blade, are freaking awesome. Are awesome, so. And, keep going. Keep going. Now, the eyelid's right there. You can see it. That's all going to be trimmed up. Keep going. See, luckily there's a lot of fat there. But as you can see, the eyelid is there. So you're going to have a nice pelt. Now, since I'm working back to the bone, I'll switch back to my original knife. Go in, just go down the face like normal. This is all going to be cheek, lips, fat, all stuff you're going to have to get rid of. But I don't mind it. Like I said, I keep the lower lip on anyway, so. But just keep working the face. Keep working the face. Now he's frozen, a fresh one. The jaws may not be locked shut. I guarantee this one, his jaws is going to be locked shut. So I'm going to have to show you a little trick. Grab him by the face. And keep pulling it. Her, my mistake. This one was a female. But keep coming down through. Here, you can see where, see that? Bam. This is when I start going in through here. Same thing. See where it's opened? Bam. And if you can see right here, that's the bottom lip right there. See this right here? That's the bottom lip. So, I just to get it started. You know, so I can get the top of the face, then I work. Now, be very careful doing this. Because teeth, but here, and you can see the lip, you can go closer if you want. I like sticking straight to the bone just so I know I'm not going to cut the hide. Right here, same thing. And then switch over, give yourself that tension you need. And work it. Same here. Just give yourself enough tension to do what you need. Then you're going to get to the nose. I'm going to cut that off. And keep your knife pointed inwards. You're going to see this over here. Oh, that's good. Now, we got the bottom side to do. So the lower lip. Keep tension. Keep tension. Keep tension. You can see the lip as you're working it. As you can see, some people will kind of skin out the lips first. I don't know if I said that already, but you know it works. Now, luckily, I can move his jaw, so that's good. But sometimes they'll lock shut. I'll take a screwdriver, do this, just pop it open. Then just get in there, get around the lip, you know, and you'll be all right. Good to go. Then over here. Good to go. Careful cutting towards yourself. Just keep a firm hold on your hide. And this is going to be washed and salted. Now once you get to here, keep your knife to the bone. See that there? Just get a little bam. You're popped. Then what you have I have big hands. I'm a big dude, so you know. Then what you got? Although bloody because of the having to be frozen, you have a beautiful, beautiful red fox. Complete with its claws, with its face. See that? The ears, the bottom feet here as well, on both sides. So you have a whole red fox here minus the body. So that's how I do a red fox for tanning. I hope you enjoyed, and more videos come soon. So like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep doing the videos. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any requests for a certain video, go ahead and comment. Let me know. I also have a link to my Facebook page as well. So go ahead and comment. If you guys got any specific requests, let me know, and I'll do what I can for you. You guys have a wonderful day. Keep your trap chains tight. Take care.